Hello world, this is Jeffrey, JGB146 Blake, coming to you with another episode. This is episode number 2 of Garde's Gala. So in this episode, it's our first matchup of the tournament, and we are facing off against a very favorable matchup against Volcanion EX and Turtonator GX. The list that we played against actually also ran Silvally, but our opponent did not end up using Silvally. So that part didn't matter. Before we get into it, I'm going to repeat the request that I usually save for the end of the videos because I want to have it in both places if I can, because it really helps me out if you like, comment, and subscribe as appropriate. Now without further ado, we'll go ahead and get straight into the matchup. Okay, so typing shows that it is almost definitely going to be Volcanion, so we'll go from here. Our opponent gets the coin flip, but we win it, so that's awesome. We'll definitely want to go first, and this should be a pretty easy matchup for us. Volcanion has to play a lot of energy, so really once Gardevoir is set up, pretty much anything they have will be a fast takedown. They might try to focus on Turtonator, because Turtonator discards the energy, which hampers our damage, interestingly enough, but it should still go pretty well for us. Okay, so we have a pretty decent start here with Ralts already out and an Ultra Ball to get more out. So I think we want to go ahead and Ultra Ball. Given that we got the 2 Puzzle of Time, I think it's probably okay to go ahead and actually Ultra Ball away the Gardevoir and like the Pal Pad. The Pal Pad we'll get later. Our opponent saying they're wrecked. They recognize that it's a bad matchup. So I'm making a slight mistake here because I'm just tearing through, and really this is the time to be checking the prizes. So, bad on me. I'm pretty sure that I do make up for that later on, but I should have been doing it there. Anyway, we'll bench the Lele. We'll go ahead and get Brigette. And we'll fill up our bench. So I think probably just get a Remoraid and a couple more Ralts. We don't need to get Vulpix here since we're going first. And we have the puzzles to get back a Gardevoir. We shouldn't have too much trouble getting Gardevoir. So that's good for us. Probably just go ahead and attach a Fairy Energy. I'm going to say we attach it to the bench. There's no need to put it into the active. Our opponent doesn't have the free retreat Staru, otherwise we would be in danger of a first turn knockout. If he steams up a couple times on a baby Volcanion. So we see Brooklet Hill come down, and we could use that to get another Remoraid, but we definitely need to check at that point, and we should have checked before we Brigitted to make sure about Octilleries that are still in the deck. With that in, we no longer have immediate access to our Garde. Well, there's another one. So, looks like we will get a turn 2 Gardevoir with our Skyla, getting a Rare Candy, so that should be good. We see our opponent play down a Turtonator and a baby Volcanion, and they're going to play a Max Elixir. I'm guessing unless they have a Float Stun in hand, they're probably going to put this on the Turtonator. And I guess that's one minor issue with our opponent's deck. They're playing the 60 HP Staru that doesn't have free retreat. I don't think that the slight additional HP there is worth not having free retreat. But we will just go ahead and evolve up, and we're going to get a Rare Candy. We've got a Kirlia, we've got another Gardevoir, well, we've got a Kirlia for the next Gardevoir, and a Rare Candy for this one. So we'll go ahead, we can check Brooklet Hill, see if we want to get that Remoraid or not. Here, we notice right away that there's only one Octillery in the deck, so the other is prized, so that means we clearly do not want to get the Remoraid. And think I finally took the time to look at my prizes now. I think I was thinking a Rare Candy was prized, but that's incorrect because I already used that Rare Candy and we were only playing 3. Not sure what else I'm coming up with that was prized. But in any case, it looks like a Lele. Lele's prized, Octillery's prized. We'll go ahead and get rid of the field blower, or use the field blower. And this is good because it makes it a little bit more difficult for him to get in enough steam ups to take out the Gardevoir. And then we're just going to pass. Notice that I did not play the Super Boost Energy there. That's important because the Super Boost Energy is vulnerable to Enhanced Hammer, and given that we're well on our way here to setting up 3 stage 2s. Okay, I say we're well on our way. What do we want to do? Well, we get to reuse the Lele, which is awesome for us and a reason against playing Cyrus for our opponent. I'm going back and forth here between the Kirlia and the Remoraid. I could really go either way. I decide to send the, oh goodness, well, that was painful. I thought I was clicking the ones that I wanted to keep. I thought it was keep, wow. Okay, well, this game just got a lot harder. So our opponent didn't accomplish much. I thought we were clicking the ones to send away, not the ones to keep. Wow, okay. So, I guess we attach a Fairy Energy. Again, the whole E-Hammer concern. And I guess we just Sycamore here. This feels gross, but that's what happens when you misclick horribly. Okay, so we have a Gallade, we have a Rare Candy, we have a Gardevoir, we have a Switch. We can't attack this turn. We can put Ralts down. We can manually evolve the Gallade on the bench. And then just pass, hoping our opponent can't do anything. We'll use the Premonition ability to decide on our top deck. And we're going to top deck a Gardevoir. Well, that certainly works. I think after the Gardevoir, it probably doesn't matter because we're probably going to play a Lele to get a supporter. We'll hit done, we'll go on, and we will be ready for next turn. Still really crazy that the Cyrus came down. I wonder if surely we can still, we're going to have Garde next turn. We'll still be able to win this, I think. Would have been nice to get extra use out of that Lele though. So he is going to KO the Gallade and leave himself with just 1 energy on the Turtonator. How fun. Okay, we are getting Garde. So how far can we take 1 Garde? Well, he has nearly no energy in play. So as many setbacks as we've had, he's only taken 1 prize, and we're gonna be in pretty good shape. This might actually be a turn where we choose to use our GX attack. But first, we're definitely going to grab a Cynthia, because Sycamore is already down in the discard. So we'll play Cynthia. We don't want to play in, because obviously our opponent would get extra cards that way. And wow, that's a lot of energy. Okay, so we will bench the Remoraid. We will... Okay, so... Are we attacking this turn? Yes, maybe. So we can get another Gardevoir, and use the puzzles to get Gardevoir and Rare Candy. Or we could get Gallade and Rare Candy. Which is more important? If we get Gardevoir, we can have a second one set up and start piling energy on. So that seems good. But I also feel like using the GX attack here could be really good. Wait, I'm just waiting? I think this is a little too slow. Like, being able to get them back, yes, that's great. But we need to, keep ourselves from being hurt by in. Case in point. Now we will get a full load of cards still, but we no longer have the puzzles in hand, so that was a mistake on my part for sure. I definitely think the play was to go ahead and set something up, whether it be Gardevoir or Gallade. I'm okay either way, I don't care. But something is definitely needed there. Now we are going to get a KO on this Turtonator. And we're left going, we really should have set up another attacker. Oh, and we just saw a Silvally go down. So our opponent is choosing not to play Silvally in the deck, even though he had it. That's interesting. Guzma. And we see there's fully energizing the one Volcanion. I think that means we've got to use Guzma. So we can Secret Spring onto a Lele or a Ralts, either way, it doesn't really matter. And then 3, so that's 180. Attaching the Choice Band would get us not quite there. Attaching the DCE does get us there. So I think that's the play. We don't need the Choice Band, so I would still just hold it. Double checking the math. That'll get us there. We don't need the Choice Band. So we're just gonna Guzma, and then we will retreat off the 1 energy, and we'll take a KO. So getting that KO obviously helps us out a lot. Helps us recover from the fact that we discarded our the wrong Pokemon, and that we discarded didn't make use of the puzzles in time. But we're still giving our opponent some chances. If he hits elixirs, he can really come back here. He's going to play a Sycamore. That makes sense, because he has no cards, so he's not discarding anything, but he gets his maximum draw. I like it. And he's going to get some steam ups in to terrorize us with the baby Volcanion. So he'll hit us for 20, 80. That'll leave us with 150 HP left. That's pretty low. We'll just have to see where we go from here. taking a KO on the baby Volcanion is really not helpful to us. So when he got rid of our Gallade, I believe that Gallade was manually powered up, so I think we could use... Oh, duh. We don't even need to go there. I was sitting here going, I think we could do this and that and the other, but we can just get, with Skyla, we get a Rare Candy. With Rescue Stretcher, we can grab a Gardevoir. I think Gardevoir is more useful to us than Gallade. We'll go ahead and set up, and we can attach the DCE as well as 2 Fairy Energies to the benched Gardevoir. So that's going to leave us with... we'll be able to take a KO on the baby Volcanion right now. As unimportant as that is, we can still do it. And we'll be ready to take a KO on whatever he follows up with. Which is certainly helpful. Part of me thinks we still hold that, but part of me says we go ahead and play it because it's like useful. It's unlikely that our opponent is going to hit a field blower and a field blower and an E-hammer both. I'm still not sure we should have played it though. Part of me says we could play the DCE now. Part of me says we wait. I think either is sort of okay. We definitely don't want our opponent to be able to end this away though. So I think I'd rather play it. And we'll go ahead and just take the knockout here. Dropping down to 3 prize cards. It was sort of a do nothing knockout unless we were to take a 1 prize knockout on like maybe the Staru there. We know that our opponent is going to be able to get 2 energies out of the discard to then steam up and attach to get the knockout here. First he's going to play a Sycamore, and we do see that type null come down to help establish a Silvally. He's already used his GX from Turtonator, so Silvally isn't especially scary to us. And I don't know why our opponent attached the Fighting Fury belt there, because we already have, between their energy, and our choice band, unless they're getting rid of something we have, we're already able to take a KO on that Volcanion. Yeah. We're very able to take a KO on the Volcanion. So I don't know why they thought that it was worth it to set up the to put the Fighting Fury belt here. I think it would have been better put on another Pokemon later. In any case, I think we want to bench. I looking at it now, I feel like we should apply the Choice Band to just one of the Lele's. It doesn't really matter. And probably go ahead and just Cynthia. We don't need our opponent to have fewer cards. He's going to be able to get some of the cards he needs anyway. So assuming we still had Cynthia in our deck, I think that would have been a better play. Here I skipped the attachment again and just Infinite Force. I think attaching to the Ralts would have been better there. And well, we got the prized Octillery, so if we don't get end, we'll definitely be able to get some cards next turn. I don't think that there's really any way for our opponent to take a knockout here, because they could get a choice band if they play choice, which they've been playing Fighting Fury Belts, so that's unlikely. Even with a choice and a steam up, it's still only 190, so he'd have to get 2 Volcanions to hit 220. He'd have to have 3 Volcanions out. He doesn't even have space for that. So I think we just sort of win. Now, interestingly enough, we cannot take a knockout right now. So I think what we can do, though, I believe that here we can almost discard. Well, maybe it's better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, okay, I was right. Lele's still in the deck, Guzma's still in the deck, so that will win the game for us. And we'll go on to game 2. Like I said, this got a lot closer than it probably should have, given that we didn't understand how to play around Cyrus. So the big takeaway, I think, from this is, I guess there's 2. 1, with Cyrus, click the cards you want to keep, not the cards that you want to get rid of. And 2, there were a couple spots there that we could have advanced our setup more by going ahead and using resources in our hand. There are times that it's worth it to go ahead and actually hold them, but like with the puzzles, I think that it would have been better to go ahead and just start setting up the second go around when we had the opportunity, instead of letting him in those out of our hands and away from us. But we'll go ahead and start game 2. Our opponent gets to go first this time because it's a best of 3, so that's just how it works. And we get a beautiful starting hand. This is almost amazing. So we're going to start Vulpix, and then we're going to put down the 2 Ralts. We get to Beacon turn 1 without having to discard energy to get Vulpix into the active. We'll still get to bridge it if we want to. I'm almost not even sure that we do. This is a great setup. Oh, and we can get Remoraid out this way as well. Yeah, we're not even going to bother with setting up a. We're not even going to bother with bridging, because we have 2 Ralts out. We can Ultra Ball, get Lele, and get a draw supporter, and further our progression that way a lot more. We see some Fighting Fury Belts come down. Our opponent had to start Turtonator, which is definitely not ideal. It's slightly better than having to start Volcanion, but definitely emphasis on slightly. And our opponent is going to Lele with a clean hand. A lot of Volcanion builds play Lily here, but maybe our opponent doesn't play it. Maybe it was prized. Sycamore is a good second best there for 7 cards instead of 8. And we'll just assume that our opponent's Lily was prized. I still think, though, that the Staryu needs to be the free retreat Staryu. We lost the Burkle Hill. But we did top deck the Lele, so alright, I think we want to go ahead and attach an energy to one of the Ralts, doesn't matter which one. And I think it's worth it to go ahead and Ultra Ball away the Choice Band and the other Ultra Ball in order to get a Remoraid. And here we should also check our prizes. So if we go through slowly enough, we've got both Remoraids, we've got both Octillery, and that's apparently all I'm going to allow us to look at. Silly Jeffrey. I think I saw all of our Ralts were available as well. So now we'll just play down the Lele and probably get our own Sycamore. I don't know what I'm even pondering. I think I was doing something else while playing this game for right here. It was either a situation with family or might have been chatting with the opponent. We got our own Sycamore for our own fresh 7-card hand. Okay, so we have in hand, if it sticks, we have our Octillery, and we have a Cynthia for next turn. We have some energy for next turn. So I think at this point, I think we should have just got 2 Kirlias to make it look like we don't have much going on. Getting the Gardevoir makes it more likely that our opponent will in us here, and we'd sort of rather they not. We already had one Gardevoir that we can actually set up next turn if things go well. Because we could Lele for Sycamore. Our opponent, or not Sycamore, for Skyla. Our opponent does in us, and again, that was probably going to happen either way. But this works. This is basically the same thing, but with no filler. And we have Octillery as well, so that'll help. And our opponent has steamed up, so they're going to get a Shell Trap KO here on the Vulpix. And how many energy do we need? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if I can get there or not. I might have been trying to do the math of it. So HP on that guy is what? It's 230. So we need a total of 8 energies between us. That might be a little rough to pull off. But I certainly think we want to Skyla and get a Rare Candy here. I think that's definitely the best play. We'll Secret Spring that energy back onto us. I decided to go ahead and Brooklyn Hill here. I think it's fine to get another Remoraid. Having the draw support that 2 Octillery provides is actually really strong. So I think that's fine. And I think the play is just Skyla for Rare Candy, and then we will, from there, we'll go ahead and get Gardevoir set up, Secret Spring onto Gardevoir, and see where we can go from there. So I'm thinking about playing the Switch and or the Puzzle of Time in order to draw more cards, and I decided to play the Switch. I'm not entirely sure what I think about that. I guess I'm playing the long game here, letting our opponent get a couple prizes up to try to set up a devastating Gardevoir, but I'm iffy. If we leave our opponent alone, we definitely get to take KOs. starting with next turn. If we retreat the Remoraid, I think this is good, because it's going to be next to impossible for our opponent to take a meaningful KO next turn. They could do the same thing they did last turn and steam up and get another prize off of Remoraid, which takes them out of having to play the 7 prize game, which is not great for us. But it enables us to actually get the KO on Turtonator next turn, at least hopefully it will. And I think that's important. So, at 230, we will be hitting for 180 if we just have the 1 extra energy attached. But if we can hit DCE, if they attach another energy, if we can hit Choice Band, any of those things can start to really help us. There's a lot of ways that we could have our situation improved next turn. Our opponent is going to play a Guzma to get the Octillery stuck there. And then they're going to Nitro Tank. Okay. Not sure about this play. I think if you're going to bring Octillery up like that, you're far better off actually taking out the Octillery. It wouldn't have mattered in this case because wait, whoa, no, don't manually attach. We always secret spring the first fairy energy we come across every time, and I put it on to the Ralts. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel a little bit better about this because we can take the KO. And we'll go ahead and draw a couple cards. We can Ultra Ball then for the next. Okay, yeah. I think we get rid of. Definitely at the end. Maybe the Cynthia too. We'll be down to a low hand count. Getting rid of the Glade is fine as well. I could go either way there. Whoa, no. Oh. That, I don't like that at all. I think we definitely want to get the next Octillery. We definitely want to be able to keep digging. So we take a KO here. That's fine. Those are some good prizes. Hitting the DCE and double puzzle means that we're guaranteed to be able to get another KO next turn, I think. Because we can get Gardevoir, Fairy Energy. Ooh, oh, that is brutal for our opponent. Okay, so how do we want to go about this? Okay, so if we just attach the DCE, I think, no, we're still short of getting knocked out at that point. We should be looking at our discard pile, see what we can use those puzzles for. So we can get the Gallade, we can get an Ultra Ball, which Ultra Ball could be pretty good here. If we get the Ultra Ball, we probably just get it and like, we don't have Fairy Energy yet. I don't know what we did. Switch. What is it with me and Switch? Chatting away. I'm talking about the Ho-Oh that we've been reviewing. And by the way, I'll mention when we get over to Ho-Oh, I'm actually having a good go of it trying to beat Gardevoir with Ho-Oh lately. So, okay, we hit the other Gardevoir. We hit some other things. We can't attach the energy. I choose to go ahead and take the KO. I think that's fine. Our opponent is actually going to be able to take a KO on Gardevoir if they get an energy and can steam up. But given how last turn went, that's not at all guaranteed. Whoa. Okay. That's not good for anybody. Maybe our opponent... I just have to assume they had no other cards there, because that was akin to just resigning. Here. A little bit of encouragement, even though it's like... I know I've been in our opponent's shoes here. They definitely have to feel pretty bad starting off a tournament with this kind of matchup. But it makes for a good video. We liked it. It turned out well. And we didn't see a whole lot of mistakes from either side game 2. I think, again, the big ones are in game 1 when we didn't use some of our resources to our best advantage. But with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Please remember, like, comment, and subscribe as appropriate. See you guys next time.